Now I see places and faces and things you ain't never thought about.
My name is Ross Hamilton. I'm the CEO of ConnectedInvestors.com, and we're rebranding Connected Investors and launching CIX.com. And what the CIX is, it's a marketplace of verified real estate buyers. So the MLS is a marketplace of verified properties. This is a marketplace of verified buyers. So what we're doing is we're reversing the real estate process, cutting down the time it takes to sell a property, increasing the liquidity of real estate, and really changing how people think about buying and selling real estate. Some of the data that the CIX is going to have that other platforms don't have. If you're doing research on real estate right now, you have to look at the MLS or look at properties that have sold. So you're looking in the rearview mirror while you're trying to drive forward. With the CIX data, we're going to be able to forecast what's about to happen through our buyer orders, because we know what's about to happen and where it's about to happen. So we're going to have a unique data set that can kind of overlay on top of your current research you're doing as a real estate investor. So that's how we're changing the way people think about real estate investing. Now, as far as changing the way you think about property selling, traditionally, if you want to sell your property, you get a little bit of like anxiety, right? You're like, oh my God, I got to paint a little bit, I got to have call a realtor, I got to sign all this paperwork and go through that whole process. And even being an active real estate buyer and seller, I still get anxiety when I'm thinking about selling a property.
Right.
So in changing the way that you sell property, now what you could do is you can actually go right onto CIX.com, punch in your address, and it will show you exactly who will buy your property and how much they'll pay. So the ultimate goal of the CIX is to have a stand offer on every single property across the United States. It might not be the offer that you would want to sell for, but there's always the chance to click a button and liquidate your property through the CIX marketplace.
So we're talking individual properties, commercial, what are we talking?
We're talking residential and commercial properties. You know, this idea, ConnectedInvestors.com, I started in 2005. Actually, back then I was 19, 20 years old, and I was doing a lot of real estate deals. I got into real estate at a very young age, 19 years old. I wrote the book, Real Estate Investing in Your 20s.
Wow.
And I'm 31 now. Wow. So I need to write my next book, Real Estate Investing in Your 30s, right?
So you have experience.
I've been in real estate since, I can't even remember myself without real estate. So I was buying and selling a lot of properties, acquiring a lot of properties, and I realized that the more people I knew, the more deals I did. So I tried to reach out through MySpace, because there was no Facebook back then. I couldn't get real estate transactions done on MySpace. So I had made a little bit of money on a real estate flip, and I'm like, you know what? I can build this, because MySpace was so juvenile back then. It really wasn't that hard. So I'm like, I can build this. So I started to build a MySpace for real estate investors, and that's where Connected Investors came. And Connected Investors is the community aspect, and CIX is the marketplace aspect. So it's a marketplace and a community. So we had Connected Investors for a long time, and it went well. I was still doing deals. It was a side project. Then as real estate started to fall, the tech side of things started to kind of go up, so I started to shift my attention over to the tech side and build up the community. We now have over 100,000 members on our platform, so we have a huge audience that's just awaiting this next piece of the puzzle to be presented to them on a silver platter. And what happened, though, is I kind of went through puberty for a while with Connected Investors because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to be. I was a social network of real estate investors, which meant I was a service company for a small subset of the real estate market, which is good, and it was a great lifestyle business, but it wasn't really disruptive. We hadn't done anything disruptive since we launched back in 2006. So I kind of went on a roadshow for a while and just met with really successful tech entrepreneurs, met with really successful real estate entrepreneurs, and kept saying, what should I do with this? Because I didn't know. And it just came down to listen to your community. So I'm like, of course, the answer's right in front of me. So I go through my community and I'm just listening. I'm reading everything people are posting. They're posting. And I'm trying to figure out what are people talking about the most. And most of the comments within Connected Investors were looking for a property to buy. Looking for a property. I need a deal. I need a deal. I need a deal. Like this is what I need. And everyone posted it in a different way, and there was no way to capitalize on that. But if that post got fulfilled, two people made money. And it just kind of came to me one day, and looking at other technologies that were reversing things, like you place your bid for this. There's all this place your highest and best offer for that. It was all these other technologies that had that, and I said that would work really well for the real estate markets, where you just basically, we standardize what it means to say I'm looking for a property, and we standardize that through what we call a property buy order. It's called the CIX. It's kind of the stock market style feel to it. So you place a buy order. To place a buy order, when we first launch, you'll have to be verified. So once you're verified, people who go to the marketplace know that when they see a buy order, that person can close on what they have very quickly. So that's going to shorten the time it takes to get a real estate deal done. And I'll tell you, it makes so much more sense. When you see it and you feel it as a property seller, all the anxiety goes away. It's pre-negotiated. It's like, okay, this person will pay between $100,000 to $120,000. It's a little less than I wanted, but now I don't have to fix my deck. I don't have to paint. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to sign a contract with a realtor. We are going to be very realtor and broker friendly, but they're a convenience, not a necessity. And you can just quickly move the transaction. And there's a huge issue right now of everyone needs deals. Everyone is looking for deals right now. So what this does is it actually unlocks inventory that's not currently available. Out of all the rental properties I currently have, I would sell all of them, but none of them are listed because I don't want to deal with what the traditional real estate selling process. It's horrible. But with the CIX, I can post my properties on the CIX, put my liquidation price on it, and once a buy order hits that's within that range, I get a notification on my phone and can decide if I want to sell or not. So it makes so much more sense for so many different reasons, from a data perspective, from liquidity perspective, to unlocking inventory, to being able to offer complementary services at the right time. Like as you post your property on there and you see the highest price is $100,000 and you wanted $150,000, well, we can recommend a realtor who might be able to help you, but you know what the liquidation price is on your property. Every time I tell someone about this, they're like, how come that hasn't already been done? The economy wasn't there. The site will feel different through different cycles. Sometimes there'll be more buyers than sellers, more sellers than buyers, but we're still going to help facilitate a faster transaction, cut down cost, and give people confidence that they can liquidate their property when they need to. This is also huge for banks who need to get rid of properties. Hedge funds are the biggest property buyers right now. They're about to be the biggest property sellers. So we're onboarding a lot of institutional buyers to place their buy orders, and then they'll be billing buy orders later. So we have a long market to fill, and this works in other countries as well because it's buyer-driven, not MLS listing property-driven. And this shakes the real estate market up so much, it's not even crazy. I mean, we've been operating under the monopoly of the MLS for decades and decades and decades. And they spent, I believe, between $30 to $40 million last year lobbying. Why are you spending that much money lobbying? The same reason Rockefeller used to spend that much money lobbying. They have a monopoly. And the MLS has been able to kind of squish any competitors for a lot of reasons. But the CIX is the complete opposite of the MLS and complements the MLS in a way to where it balances out the buying and selling.
Now I see places and faces, things you ain't never thought about.